So you brought a whole new life to Fat Joe record. Who reached out to you first?
Joe, he reached out on Instagram. That was such a funny story. I was really just minding my business on Instagram. I hadn't never really looked at my requests, so they were just kind of piling up. Randomly, I was like, let me just check it. And the first person there was Fat Joe, and he was like, yo, hit me. And I call him. I'm sitting there. I have it all on video, too. It's hilarious. He's like, yo, Amorphous, young king, young legend. Yo, that Rihanna, that Luther. I'm a big Luther fan. Yo, you inspiring the streets. Yo, I want to turn that into a record. I said, you want to what? I said, what's happening right now? And he turns the camera around and DJ Khaled's there and he's like, another one. And I'm like, just trying to, literally, that's verbatim what he said, another one. I said, ooh, shoot, okay. And so then, we kind of just started talking about it, about the logistics of it all.
What's up, guys? Nyla Symone here from We Need to Talk. As you know, we drop 2 interviews a week, each and every Monday and each and every Thursday. Brand new exclusive content from your favorite celebrities, influencers, whoever. So make sure you guys hit the subscribe button so you can stay up to date with everything that we have going on. And make sure you guys just share, tell a friend to tell a friend, drop a comment, show your girl some love, all right?
My name is Amorphous. I am from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I'm a producer, filmmaker, DJ. Might have made your favorite mashup. I've been around. If you know me, I'm in the streets. If you don't, welcome.
Yes. Let's start with the DJ and the mashups, because that's how I got introduced to you during the pandemic. Were you expecting your mashups to take off like that? Like, what was the plan?
No, I was in the trenches in 2020. You know what I mean? Like, when it comes to DJing and mashups, I want to say I started DJing and doing that in like 2016, but I've been producing since I've been like 6. So for me, it was just kind of like, it's a completely different mindset that I put myself in. So it's kind of like an outlet, just like if I don't feel like making an actual track and like coming up with ideas myself, just straight up from production, I'm like, girl, I can just do a little mix or a mashup. Like, people be saying my mind is just like a little jukebox. Like, you'll hear a song on the radio, here I am mixing it with something. They're like, Jameer, shut up. Can we just hear the original? And I'm like, girl, no. But yeah, during 2020, it was really, really hard year for a lot of people. And I had just lost like my grandfather. And so I was like really, really sad. I was like in this really bad place. And my friend was like, why don't you use TikTok? I said, why the hell would I use that? I said, that's just not me. She was like, girl, just upload your stuff on there. People already know your music, but they haven't necessarily attached it to like you as a brand in your face.
Right.
As soon as I started using it, like things just took off for me. So it was a really interesting experiment and just like trusting even other people's kind of like vision of what they see for you. And just like, I guess for me, it was like, I knew that the person had the best interest for me. It wasn't going to let me do something that was like too crazy, because social media is a lot. But it ended up working out. It got me to where I am today, and I'm very blessed.
Man, that is so beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, shout out to your homegirl who told you to start uploading.
Thank you, sister. You know who you is.
When people say, like, I just want to hear the original, I hate that. Because I used to be that person, too, until I actually started like doing mashups and producing, and now I enjoy it because it's kind of like bringing just a new life to records.
Absolutely. And that's how hip hop got started. You know what I mean? When you talk about sampling and taking records and breathing new life into it, that's what it is. And I have so much respect for original bodies of work, clearly, as someone that does it myself. But at the same time, like, it ain't no harm. Girl, you can listen to the original. I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? If my mind was to mix something, girl, that's what I'm going to do. That's why I'm here. Yeah.
I love that. So you brought a whole new life to Fat Joe record, Rihanna's acapella. That was like the one.
Yeah, that was the one.
Who reached out to you first?
Joe, he reached out on Instagram. That was such a funny story. Oh my God. Every time I tell it, you about to hear my Fat Joe impression, child. I was really just minding my business on Instagram. I hadn't never really looked at my requests, so they were just kind of like piling up, kind of like T-Pain story or whatever.
Love that.
And so randomly, I was like, let me just check it. I think it was like December 6th. And the first person there was Fat Joe, and he was like, yo, hit me. And I was like, what the hell does Fat Joe want to talk about? Just honestly, I know what the hell he wants to talk about. So, he sends me his number. I call him. I'm sitting there. I have it all on video, too. It's hilarious. He's like, yo, Amorphous, young king, young legend. Yo, that Rihanna, that Luther. I'm a big Luther fan. Yo, you inspiring the streets. Yo, I want to turn that into a record. I said, you want to what? I said, what's happening right now? And he turns the camera around and DJ Khaled's there and he's like, another one. And I'm like, just trying to, literally, that's verbatim what he said, another one. I said, ooh, shoot, okay.
No.
And so then, we kind of just started talking about it, about the logistics of it all. And it was really, again, a beautiful experience because I feel like, especially now in this current climate, there's been a lot of talk of like the predatory side of the industry, you know what I mean? Especially within that time frame. Yeah. But for me, in my experience, working with Joe and even with Khaled, it was like super like, I'm about my business, y'all about your business, and that's that. You're not going to necessarily get away on anything with me, and I don't think they necessarily try to do that. But I definitely went into that situation like really protective and ended up being protected in that. So it worked out really great.
That is so lovely to hear because a lot of people do have predatory experiences, but I'm happy to hear that you didn't go through that. I also haven't gone through that either.
Thankfully.
And I think, now with social media and stuff like that, it's just scary times to even try to act out. But prior to, like, DJing, what was the goal? Like, did you go to college? Were you...
Yeah, so I so like I said, I've always been like kind of doing music since I was little. I was beatboxing when I was like 3. Like I would listen to like Ali on the radio and do Try Again, and like have my cap on backwards. Have my friends like they would play some Jay-Z or whatever. Yes. And I'd be rapping that. Like I was always a music kid.
Friends for
I'm telling you, we could have had a little rap group. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I always knew I wanted to do music per se, but I also had like a really, really big love for film. Like Titanic was my favorite film. Everyone used to like, bully me about it. They're like, why you watch that chick flick? I'm like, I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about Rose and Jack. I'm worried about how the movie was made and all of that. So, for me, I always had that personality as a young kid of like a certain level of confidence. I wouldn't say it was a cockiness, but when my teachers would ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? I'd be like, I want to be a singer. I want to be a producer. And through time and just through the hard work, like, and through, for me, I believe in God, and I'm just so grateful to have that faith. It's given me this lifetime of a career that I know is going to last for a long time. So that's how I started.
That is fire.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so you definitely knew you wanted to do film, DJ. So, like, what was the timeline, I guess? Because the DJ and the mashup, that took off first. Mm-hmm. So then how did you end up becoming film director, working with Beyonce?
Girl, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out, honestly. But
was it really your tweets of tweeting and manifesting?
I think it was.
Because you're kind of motivating me to want to put out there my tweets.
So serious. Like, I be forgetting some of the stuff I tweeted. And then I'm like, this just happened. Let me just go see if I even tweeted that.
The internet
and then
I did. You forget, yeah.
No. They be quoting it like, look what happened. I'm like, dang, I didn't even remember. But honestly, again, like when it came to me creatively, I've always done stuff for myself. I'm my biggest like fan. I never want to be someone who just does stuff just for like a check. Well, depending on what the check is, but you know what I mean. There has to be a level of enjoyment coming from me. And so when it came to, again, during the pandemic and just like grinding and putting work out, it wasn't necessarily like there wasn't a strategy. It wasn't like I'm going to put this work out and blow up tomorrow. It was just like, I'm just doing this. Hopefully some other people, feel the music and the stuff that I'm creating. And through that and tweeting and saying, I'm going to work with Kelly Rowland, I'm going to work with Beyonce, I'm going to work with Kehlani. I think just seeing I think a lot of people saw my spirit during that time, including those people. Yeah. And that transcends anything. It doesn't matter how talented I was. If I didn't have a genuine spirit, I wouldn't have attracted genuine people. And all the people that I have surrounded myself with in this industry have been that. So yeah, like Kehlani was my first artist that I had like ever worked with on that caliber or that level. Even previous to like, with the Sunshine record with Joe and Khaled, I wasn't necessarily in the studio with them. It was like a lot of back and forth. They in Miami, I'm over here doing my thing. Yeah. But to like be in a studio with an artist like Kehlani, and then to be told while you're in that studio that you're not working on her project, they want to be on your project. I'm like, okay. So now I'm like leading the session. It was a beautiful learning experience, but it helped pave the way to an experience of like working with, Beyonce and, the legends of this industry.